Hey yo, let's go! Welcome back to another episode here on the channel for our Anno 1800 series, The High Life, where I pretend I know what I'm doing and hopefully you learn from my mistakes. So, let's have a little chat. We're here in Crown Falls. In Crown Falls, the way our rules are set up, at least especially initially, I want to be able to support all my housing on here by getting my product from other areas, right? So to do that, we discussed in last episode where I was, I we basically went in there and just took as many islands as we could. I also want to try to get, have our palace, our research facility, our museums and stuff already on here, right? So my plan was let me take a second here so I can bring up the things I will need. Today will be there's gonna be quite a bit of time lapse. I'm not gonna lie, because it's going to get kind of boring if you're just sitting there watching this after the fact. But um, I have taken the time in between episodes to do a few things, so I've done some things. Yes. So actually, hold on. Let me take a second and thank you for the outpouring of views and support, and there must be some sharing going on, or the YouTube algorithm is hating me just a little bit less, because our views have definitely been much higher than they normally have, and that's the thanks to you guys watching the videos, or pretending to watch them, or leaving them on in the background, or putting me on blast and saying how terrible I am, whichever one it is. I greatly appreciate it. I'm just some old guy who plays video games. I'm not going to be I'm not trying to be, I don't know. I'm not trying to be some crazy big name. I just like playing, and I talk out loud a lot to myself, so why not put it on here? Man, my kids will watch it someday and be like, what was my dad doing? So a genuine, deep felt thank you. But let's get back to this. So I've done some stuff. At least over here, I've taken the time to bring over a lot of building materials because we're going to need it. I've also bought a lot of items in between episodes because I had to move all the items over from the old world. I did say I was going to move those items. I don't think there's much left over here. Some random stuff that I'm not too worried about bringing over there. As a matter of fact, I think he's dropping some off now. But I don't know. I keep bringing that up when I don't need to. But let's send him. I'm actually going to leave him here for a few minutes because we might need him to run to these two smaller islands. So again, one thing that I was thinking about as I was watching my videos is I call this whole area Crown Falls for some reason. I don't know why. When I refer to it, I'm talking about the area. I really should say Cape Trelawney, but I just want to get that out there. But again, what I'm looking to do is this whole area, I'm planning it to be a whole lot of housing. I have no intention of really trying to use any of the items here, right? There's a lot. There's a lot. But I don't think I'm going to be using it. I have in between episodes worked on items. So we have a lot of items here. Not all of them. I do need quite a bit more, especially in the ship section, because I do want to start getting some of these other expeditions done. I do plan to do Land Alliance. I didn't think I was going to do an episode on it, but I think I'll do an episode just of the startup of it, and then I'm just going to finish off the quest line myself. But I did get quite a few of our trade items, especially the ones I'm going to need initially to get things up and running. So I do have somewhat of a layout that I probably going to try on here. It's nothing special. Like I'm really trying to not be packing everything in, but I do need quite a bit of manpower to do what I want to do here. But I also want to, as I'm building up the homes, and I want to be able to fit in the World Trade Center, World Trade Center. Oh, sweet Lord. The World's Fair. I want to be able to fit in, I'm not going to do any botanical gardens because honestly, I'm just not... It doesn't bring enough to the table, in my opinion, for the amount of space it takes. But getting a museum up and getting a... Woozy what's there? Man, what am I forgetting? No. I don't even know. The other one, a zoo, right? I want to be able to fit a zoo in there. I also want to be able to fit my palace over here. So, like, I kind of have a general idea of where I want to put stuff. Like, I kind of want to set up the palace area over here. I do have to read a little bit more on it because I got to make sure that it doesn't need to be touching this stuff. But what you're going to find in the build that I plan to do is it's going to be centered kind of around a looping railroad track, and not all of my my investors are all going to be electrified, but not all my engineers, because I'm really trying to make sure that I'm building it based on where I can get electricity to them. I still plan to have, like, these other islands are going to have a lot of industry on them, but I am going to try to fit, get a worker and a farmer, and that might not even need to, right? Because I mean, we're gonna have so much housing here. Still plan to do like little neighborhoods in here, maybe do something specific over here. I don't know what yet, but we need to start getting some workforce over here if we want to start getting our production. I have decided, at least initially, what's going to be on some of these islands. So the first two islands we're going to work on is going to be Lickerton and Supportlich. So first things first, over here is where we're going to get planks are going to come out of here. I currently have some trade routes set up over here for the builders. Bricks are coming out of here. They probably won't be coming out of here much longer, but they just are because I do have some brick work going on over here. But I fully intend for planks to come out of here. But I'm also going to have work clothing coming out of here. So work clothes and fish are going to come out of here. And then I'm thinking schnapps might come out of here. I haven't totally decided yet. But I do know over here, I think we kind of talked about it in another episode, this is going to be our starting production island, mainly because the oil... Okay, thank you. The oil is already kind of grouped up how I like it over here. Over here is kind of nice too, now that I'm kind of looking at it. Hold on. It's a pretty big area. Let me see if I can fit one more. If I can fit more... 5. Can we get... We can't get that 6th in there. All right, is this one... Can we reach 5? Yeah, we're already reaching 5. Yep. Okay, so that's fine. It's not going to matter. Maybe this will turn into something like farming. Can't get vineyards on there. So yeah, this might end up as a farming area. Maybe we'll get a hops fertility and have it put over here. I've had people ask me what that grinding is in the back. Unfortunately, my office has a turtle who likes to dig a lot while I'm recording. So hopefully my microphone doesn't pick up a lot of that. But anywho, this is going to end up being a production type island. It's got quite a bit of stuff already on it to start. We might have to use some of the oil for hops out of here. Maybe that's what I'll do, and I'll ship the hops over to here. Because I have... No, we still need grapes, don't we, somewhere? I guess we can move the grapes from over there to over there, too. Still down the road, right? But we need to get farmer stuff up and worker stuff up, probably. And bread might end up being over here, won't it? Yeah, because we are going to have to get this oil up for farms. But let's at least start the layout of it, right? The layout for Crown Falls. If you guys think of a different name you want to call it, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and we'll go ahead and... I'm not opposed to changing it. But a lot of this is going to be time-lapse. I was actually thinking about streaming this, but I figured it'd probably be really... really frustrating to watch as I as I get mad at myself trying to measure out what I've done. I've only partially planned this. I did kind of want to try to keep it freehand so that I could get better at being a little more creative. We know I'm not a pretty builder. That's not what I do, and I'm not an efficient builder. I'm kind of like that guy who slaps as much down as he can to see how many turds will stick, right? So let's start getting into this, and you can enjoy my little theme music as I start to get it built. One more thing I do want to mention. So my railroad track, at least how it's going to initially be set up, I do think I'm going to keep my oil here. I wasn't initially going to. Kind of wanted it over here, to be honest with you. But the track is going to go in a circle. I have not had good luck with double lines, triple lines, and whatnot. One looping line seems to have worked better for me in the past. So you're not worried about people blocking each other up and a million trains getting stuck behind each other. So one thing you're going to know is it's going to return here and come out here. Our housing is probably going to start somewhere up in this area, because I do want to leave a little bit of room for the palace down here. So maybe like getting this up to the road starting somewhat up to here, but we're going to have the rail kind of following this and then up, and it can branch off later. It's just, that's where we're going to be. So let's go and get some work done. I have no idea how long this time lapse is going to be. I'll probably interrupt in the middle of it and talk about what I'm attempting to do, especially if the building looks a little bit crazy. I'm hoping to maybe at least get the farmer stuff up, but I at least want to get... Yeah, thanks. I want to at least have an idea of what we're laying out here. I'm not opposed to deleting and moving stuff later. So this initial build can be fluid, right? I fully intend I might have to delete something to add something that I'm forgetting about once I get into tourists, because I have, almost no experience with tourists and investors. I have enough in scholars. I don't even know what I'm doing with those yet. Haven't gotten that far yet, right? We're just not there. So let's go and get to work. Let's see what we're going to do, and let's go. All right, you can see we're starting to get a little bit of a layout. We do have some blockiness going on, but these empty spaces are kind of purposeful. Some of them are meant for like, so over here, actually need to shift this over a little bit, I think. But what I wanted to do here, well, maybe I'll move it up to here. But over here will be you know, like a little park, another little park over here. I do kind of want to make it, I don't know if I'm making it somewhat pretty, you know, some trees sprinkled in here. Like I want to be able to do some stuff. So just something to think about. And we'll get back to it. One of the things I'm planning over here, I believe I'm going to do the World's Fair. I think that's what I was intending to do. World's Fair here, and then a zoo or a museum over there, and a zoo museum or a museum down there. Palace in this area, maybe. I don't know. Figured I'd fill you guys in. We got quite a bit of housing already built here. I need to probably finish up a couple more things, and then this is going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to have to support, and I'm definitely missing a couple things. So like, I still have to remember where the second school, or yeah, the second school goes. I'm pretty sure it goes over, along with the other church. Might as well do that now too. We want to go this way? Yeah, why not? Because I think this is enough room for our World's Fair. Maybe not. If not, I can strip this road if I need to, but I left it there as kind of a buffer in case we needed it. I want the little houses right here. Don't. No. They're going to go there for now. Might have to delete them later. But let's keep going back to work here. Shouldn't be too much longer on the time lapse. I'm not going to build the back half just yet. Because I feel like I'm going to need some stuff centralized and I don't want to forget. And this is going to be a lot of people. And I still need a ton of bricks to do this. And I'd like to spend a little time on this episode. At least getting the fish. This fish is probably going to come out of here too. So fish, work clothes, and probably some schnapps initially. Schnapps will not stay here. That will probably end up over here where we have some oil where we can do grain, and I'm not going to need peppers, but I'll probably get a grape fertilization item for over here so we can run that out of here too. But yeah, because as we talked about, like that, I don't like the oil setup here. I'm gonna have to move all of these guys around. They're kind of in a really terrible area. This is where our initial oil is going to be, and we'll end up having to spend an episode doing up farms over here. But this is where schnapps will come from at some point, but not right now. So let me finish up the last bits here and play around with what we're doing here. I'm not very good at building dockland setups, but I do have... I didn't say it. I've got a few things built, and I've already got a few items tossed in here just ready to go, because we will need them. Because we will throw up some fishing probably initially just to get in... no, we won't. No, actually, we won't. We can't have anything on here. So I don't even know why I have this item here. You, sir, can leave. You can go up here. I'll actually leave you down there and put you up here. And I don't think I have any others to go here, which means those won't stay. Those will move. But, yep, let's get back to that bit, and we'll get the quilt back up. I am leaving everything in blueprint just because I don't want to delete and do that. A lot of these green areas are going to be parks and or beautification things. I want to leave the ability to do some of that stuff. Let me close up this corner. Now I'm thinking about it. And as you can see, as we talked about with the railroad, it'll return through this line and come up through this line. I plan to put some trees over here, make a little purdy. But yeah, let's get back to it. All right, let's bring it on back in. You guys have been on time lapse for a very, very long time. Let's I think I've got the at least the initial parts. So I still want to build out quite a bit. Like I said, we're gonna go edge to edge. Like we're gonna make hopefully a little Seacoast villa going on over here. Um, yeah. So I do want to. We might even end up moving this over to the other side and then just throwing a harbor master on this guy. But we're not there yet, right? And set up a nice little um, docklands thing over here. But let's go ahead and start to get these guys up and running. I am going to do our markets first because they do need to be there at least initially. They'll probably get pushed out as because what'll end up happening is you'll have your investors here towards the middle. So like probably should have already did this, but let's so this will make its way all the way down. It'll make it brick out too. But you know, this should reach out relatively far from our so like you can see it reaches all the way down to the bottom there. It'll with brick it'll reach all the way out to there. So like you'll have your investors here in the middle and it'll kind of like spread out and get lower into the classes as you get further out. And maybe like I'll still put another oil plant down here and have more investors down the middle, but that's just not going to be a thing just yet. So we need to get our basics up. I do have the market there. I did already do the fire. We can probably start everything else up. Going to leave the pub for now. Probably going to have to put a second one up here to start. But we need to figure out fish. So I might actually do until we build our production island, which is probably going to be next episode, to be honest with you. But I might end up shipping tallow from here to our production island. Or do we already have... We might already have another prunella item. I know we got one for the main world. Or the old world. Did we get any prunella? I don't. Let's check over... I'm going to assume she's here. Yeah. So, I mean, we could probably make some tallow here at some point. Or just keep looking for another item. We probably could. I probably should be, now that I'm thinking about it. Sitting here yapping away. I don't need a Brinley. Just checking this at some point, but... I don't need that. I do need to try and look for another prunella. That would be nice. They're relatively rare. I don't get them that often. Hold on. Do we have a 15 by 15? We do. All right. Can we check that? Is that for trade prices too? Minus 15% on the trade prices. You know what? That is this is good. We will buy these. Yeah. Cool. So she'll am I gonna trade her back? Yeah, I am. That's fine. He's a ship item. Can we do that? Thank you. All right. I mean, the 5% doesn't seem like much, but when you're paying as much, I could use another Captain Abraham. But do I have him? Paul Poirier. Let's check. Yep, come on. Paul Poirier. We do. Okay, cool. I do have to keep checking for items. I hate to try and do it inside episodes, but I want to make sure I do have that item somewhere. I believe. Don't need that. 55. That's gonna be it on that. I'm not gonna run that anymore. All right, so let's we need fish, right? And we need to get. Actually, we're probably gonna want to share. Yeah, that's another thing I didn't even think of. I needed to make sure that we have a whatchamacallit there, a commuter pier. So I mean that's 1,000 a pop. That's fine. We still got the money for it. I don't have what I need to build it though. So I think initially, let's put it right next to here because you know we want to make it kind of party and togetherness, right? So what do we need for that? We need 50, 40, 30. 50, 40, 30. So let's just grab this from here. 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, right? 40 was the windows. Yes. Okay. Let's have him make his way down here. We need to throw one up here too, because we're gonna be we're gonna need that here also. So maybe let's check that. Kind of like in the, I don't know. Don't want to no, I can't go there, can it? Okay. So I think for now we're just gonna put him right there. Just because I can't think of anything else. I'm gonna wait to build that until I absolutely need it. But I do want to make sure the items are here and ready to go. Throw this all in. Oops, throw it all in here. All right, let's get these basics going. We do need a couple of ships. I probably should have.
Join an elite circle of clients.
Yeah, I really should have built a couple of ships. I didn't even think to do it. Oh wait, actually, hold on. No, we got some. Got some over here. Not like doing anything. I mean, they're sitting here waiting to drop stuff off. So you're actually going to be being used. I probably could have dropped that up over here. You know, I'm going to bring him back up. I can always move it down there when I need to. So let's go ahead and make the commuter pier. No, we'll use it for our fishing first. And actually, we're probably going to, since fish is actually going to come from here, we have a little bit of coastline. We don't have a lot of coastline here. I'm not even sure if this is going to be enough room for fish. Enough fish to support everything. I guess we'll find out, but we're going to at least initially put all of our fish here. And the reason for that is I'm going to end up putting a... Can I fit him in there? No. Not if I go way out there. I am actually going to make sure that, at least initially, I'm going to get my tallow from here. Assuming I can't. I don't want to take that item from the old world because I always forget. And then I end up searching for stuff. I probably could have moved this to another area and threw another fish there. So, you know what? Let's do that. Let's move him. I don't know. Like right there. And just rode that straight in. And let's throw another fishy boy there. And throw just another road. So fish is going to come from here, at least initially, because you need that. We're going to put a harbor master here. Probably should have stuck it here so I could put catch as many. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I go there, I can catch 5. So you know what? Let's get rid of him and throw him into here. Because that means I can catch 5, maybe 6. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let's start getting them to get the fish in because we're going to need quite a bit. And we'll set up our route. The route is going to be in Crown Local from Lickerton to Crown Falls. And it's just going to be fish. I will change these over to steamships later, but we're just not at that part, right? So where's our boy here? Mother Goose, is that? All right, so Mother Goose is actually going to be the one to do it. We're going to still need fish, brown. All right, so they'll move fish back and forth. What's our cap space over here? 250. I mean, we're going to have to expand that, right? Yeah. But we are going to need the pier first, so let's not mess around. I'm going to have my Imperial ship come back here to get more stuff, because we're going to need more stuff. Oop. That took a big chunk of our stuff. So let's use up some of this wood here, so that they can drop off more wood later. I think I'm going to worry about the inner chunk first, maybe? I think that's a good idea. It's going to go right. We're going to need the clothes right away, but let's think about something here. We're going to bring fish items. So that's going to give me some tallow, right? I'm not going to grab Tim. I might as well grab the angler because I can fit 3, right? I think that's a good idea. Let's run these back real quick. Get as much fish out of this as we can. Ooh, we're actually hurting for the influence. So we're going to get kind of killed on population where we start paying for a ton of royal taxes. It just is what it is, unfortunately. What are you picking up? Oh, you're doing that. Yeah, so we're going to definitely want to upgrade the harbor. Because you already know the amount of items the farmers are going to need are pretty significant. Let's grab that next piece. No, actually, it's... Yeah, you need the influence. That's fine. Let's go back and get... You need quite a bit. Man, I don't got none of that here. Let's run you back over there. We're going to have to grab a brick of everything. So this should at least take care of... Yeah, we'll just drop this off. So if you didn't know, you could actually hit Control and left click just to drop these in. I'm just so used to opening the screen to do it. So, and we're going to set up another trade route because we're going to need that also for work clothes. To crown. And that's going to go from Lickerton to there also. This is going to need, you know, a steamship, probably one of the first, because I feel like they go work clothes incredibly quickly. All right, so let's have him do that. You're going to pick up a full thing of that, a full thing of that, and a full thing of windows. I mean, concrete. And we're for sure going to have to go back over to get more. Oh, well, we got a little bit of that, so we won't need all of it. Yeah, didn't think about that. That's fine, though. Which will work out in our favor, because we do need more woodworking out of here, because we do... Do we have a... We do have a Master Craftsman Morris over here, so that's actually kind of nice. It looks like we've already brought over our... See? Just bad habit. I've already brought over our... people for framework knitters and even the animal farms. It'd be kind of nice to have that. Kind of get a nice little lumpy group going on. Definitely need more influence first before we can do anything there, but that's perfectly fine. So let's get that set up.
Influence bonus.
Mother of Pearls, Veteran Whaler. I'm probably gonna have to find a bigger area where I can throw a just a docklands to cover all of these guys and just make them into my fish area. That might actually end up on the production island because I got a nice big coast on that side, real an okay coast over here, and then a okay coast over here, but there is a huge coast over here. So that might be worth chucking there, because I mean, just based on how big the radius is on this compared to... All right, picture, ready? It's a little bit smaller. It definitely takes up quite a bit, right?
Just say the word.
All right, what are you doing? You're coming back for... Nope, you're a builder ship. Where's my fishy ships? Clothes. At least this way I can check them real quick, right? Alright, so they're taking in... I might as well build that one too while I'm at it. Especially because I already have all that workforce. And they're going to take a bunch of tallow. Initially, I'm just going to sell off this tallow. Because I'm just not going to have a need for it at the moment. There's no point in that sitting there. What else do we have? What else is affecting them? No, just tallow and then productivity. Okay, that's fine. So now you... Let's work on the work clothes first. Alright, let's check our items here before we get to... Actually, we wanted to upgrade this. Let's upgrade that first. So now that's going to go up to 500. That's a little more flexible. Alright, so the framework knitters I can have on their own little... whatchamacallit? Trade union with maybe Brewmaster Bill and Sir Lewis. But the productivity from this is going to be pretty nice. Especially because we're not going to be using silos just yet over here. I really want to wait till we can actually, like... Yeah, I mean, I guess I could. At least just for the silos over here, because we do have the grain fertility. But we'll play with it. I'm just going to kind of really make this pretty chunky, not going to lie. Because I want to make sure that I can fit in this here. Yeah. I mean, I don't even have enough influence for that, but that's fine. I guess we could save the space for a silo here, right? Do we want to just build this now? Maybe. I should get a couple of warehouses going, or at least one running. And get these guys running. So that should leave me the ability to put that there. And this one will be able to put this one here. I'll probably, I can already feel one of our subscribers, Scott, saying, "Use your silos." Yeah, you're right. I should, and I will. Too bad I can't put that there. I do want to try to fit as many of these within this circle as I can, because they are now going to be affected by that. We probably ought to, I'm going to assume we're probably not producing enough fish over here. I actually probably shouldn't do all islands, right? Probably should not do these. I should try to keep it to this. I mean, I am producing a lot of fish. We can, for sure, move up a bunch more houses. Let's do that. There you go. Use all that wood. Because these guys I don't think are going to move. Not yet, at least. I could probably pop the pub so that they won't be so angry. Do need to get those bricks down, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, this one's not going to have anything, right? No. Probably going to have to throw another set of these boys up here. At least in the short term. So let's do that. Let's put them, I don't know, right here? I think that'll be good. That'll take care of them up there. Now let's take a look at it. Alright, still not even close to using the amount of fish that we would need, but we do got to get those worth clothes going and the schnapps. So let's keep working on this. I don't need a lot of work clothes, so I want to be careful how beefy I make this right away. So you can get... That can run straight down, and I can put... I think I was playing this a little bit differently than I ended up doing. That's fine. Let's trim this back just a hair so we can make sure we can fit a... We can definitely fit it there, but I haven't even put these guys up yet, right? Nope. Yeah, so maybe it's something like that so I can fit the silo in there. Maybe? Yeah. Alright, so we got two of those guys running. Let's look to put another area. Maybe like... I want to be able to give them a way to... I mean, we can't be touching that. We already know that. So maybe like aim to be somewhere over here. Get a nice little road running straight up here. My production area is always so basic. But they are what they are. That's fine. I tend to always kind of do the same thing, putting a couple warehouses. Oh, I can build that now. Let's do that. And we're going to make at least something like this to start. And I'm going to have a road that can go down the middle here. You're going to have the knitters because we need that. And you're going to get that at some... Oh, you can do that, but I don't really need that at the moment. How much... 2? I'm going to do a 1 take. I already kind of forget. Okay, so yeah. It's evened out. And if that's how much I'm producing there, 4. Crown Falls needs 8. So I actually got to double my production here. So let's do that. And build you, and I will build you. And I will temporarily put... Oh, that can't go there. But that's fine. We can do it this way. So that... Oh, nope. I didn't mean to do that. Destroy that. There's no point in having that running just yet. So I now have 4 of those running. Means I should have 4 of those running, and I do. She's going to start running on sales. And I think down next to our here, in the short term, I'm going to have our sailors wharf here. It's 100 in maintenance. Do we want to do it now? I'm not building any ships just yet. So, no. You're doing your thing. Sales, let's sell everything other than, I don't know, sell above. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so they'll do that. So are we producing enough for here? Enough fish, just enough work clothing. Actually, we're gonna, I mean, if we even add any more farmers housing at all, which is what we're about to do here, that means we're going to need a little more work clothing, I believe. Yeah, all right, so let's get one more running. Maybe do kind of what that was just trying to do. And then build, I don't know why I didn't just build that. 1, 2, and then kind of like do that. And we'll be able to fit his thing over there. And we'll put one more of our friends here. Now they're all being affected by her, so they're getting the sales. I think I have another, you know, let's check our, I feel like I have one more item that I can use on the knitters. What is her name? All right, scroll all the way up. We'll check. I feel like I have, I might not have had an extra. It's the one that deals with the coats too. Deals the same thing. I might just not have it here yet. I mean, it's not her. Okay. Maybe it's over in the other world.
Not enough to call it extortion.
Let's see. So I have another one. I mean, I'm sure I have the item over here, but I want to make sure it's not just sitting here waiting for us. No. Okay. I'll have to keep an eye for it. It's
A competitor's island is under siege.
yeah, it's relatively common. I see it pretty often. But it deals with the coats also. Ooh, actually, we don't have one of those yet. We are going to buy that. It's for the ponchos. Why can't I remember her name? Let's see where our poncho's at, and then I'll be able to tell you exactly what the name of it is. Why do I only have one here? Oh no, maybe it's this. No, it's not the sheep farms. What in the world is it? Maybe it's on for coats.
Confounded tricky this stage.
Maybe I just don't have that piece yet. I could have swore I did. Somebody's getting ponchos. Yeah, her. See? I know I wasn't seeing things. Lily. Yeah, I got that for over here. But I definitely need to get another one for over there. But didn't get it on this particular run. Oh, we got ruins. What happened? Oh, yeah, no road. No road. All right, let's give him a road on this side. Okay. Beautiful. Anybody else? Nope. All right. So now we should have some fish and stuff coming in. I'm actually going to... I don't let that run like that. But let's sell over 500 for now. And we'll sell over 500 on this. Should have a Tim already placed. Okay, so now they'll start to bring that in for me. You're bringing fish, you're bringing clothes. Should have enough for both. So let's give it one more check before we end the episode here. Next episode is going to be setting up the schnapps and getting probably more houses built. I might even do some houses in between episodes because it's just going to be a time-lapse thing again. I'm sure nobody wants to watch that again. But next episode, we're going to finish off the rest of the farmers' needs because I'll have a bunch of houses already built. And then we're going to start working on our workers. But yeah, I think that's going to... Oh, this is not going to be good. We're going to have to speed this up quite a bit. I probably should have just built a docklands here. right away. I mean, we're going to need to anyways, because we're going to have to speed up that. Not going to trade a lot from here, because this is really just going to be workers. We need a big docklands down there, but definitely still could use one here, not going to lie. Yeah, you know what? We probably ought to do that. All right, but I think we're going to call the episode there. I have a bunch of waiting people here.
Withstood an attack.
Thanks for checking out the episode. You know, I do apologize. It was mostly time lapsed. You know, maybe in the future, like I'm not a pretty builder, right? So it's not going to be super soothing to watch me build. It's pretty jarring for me, and I'm doing it right. But what else do I expect for myself? Thanks for checking out the episode. Appreciate you sticking around for this little bit of an extra long episode. Some decisions still had to be made, but this is where we start really cranking up the money and be able to do some somewhat efficient, maybe somewhat pretty. Watch me fail a couple times. Any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. But until next time, friends, take care of yourselves. It's all out.